Hi, are you ready for some bedtime stories? I think they are, Bernard. So let's get started. Our first story is called If All the Animals Came Inside. It's written by Eric Pinder and illustrated by Mark Brown. And you might recognize his name because he does all of the books about Arthur and D.W. This book is published by Little Brown and Company. If all of the animals came inside, my brother would cry, and my sister would hide. The doggie would bark, the kitten would hiss. My parents would make funny faces, like this. But I wouldn't look for a place to hide. I'd climb aboard for an elephant ride. Thump, rump, bang, bump. The walls would tremble, the windows would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. When all the animals played hide and seek, I'd cover my eyes, but the monkeys would peek. They'd laugh and they'd point, they'd swing and they'd run. I'd hide with a hippo and have so much fun. Crash, bash, zoom, boom. The walls would tremble, the closets would quake. Oh, what a terrible mess they would make. When all the animals wanted a snack, the skunk and the panda and even the yak would rush to the kitchen and chew up our food. Mommy would tell them to stop being rude. Lunch, munch, burp, crunch. The walls would tremble, the dishes would break. Oh, what a terrible mess they would make. When all the animals needed a drink, they'd slobber and drool all over the sink. The badger would blubber, the grizzly would burp. My sister would mutter, "It's not nice to slurp." Whew, ooh, ick, ooh. The walls would tremble, the cupboards would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess they would make. The lions would roar as they sprawled on the floor. The lemurs would lollygag right by the door. My daddy would try to sit down in his chair. He'd holler and whoop with a porcupine there. Ow, wow, ouch, youch. The walls would tremble, the sofa would break. Oh, what a terrible mess they would make. The gibbons would giggle, hyenas would laugh, the ostrich and I would go race the giraffe. We'd follow the bears as they ran up the stairs. We'd bounce on the beds and knock over chairs. Rumble, jumble, pounce, bounce. The walls would tremble, the dressers would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. At bath time, my daddy would stammer and stare. "You can't take a bath with an octopus there." The faucet would leak, the bathroom would flood. Daddy would slip and he'd land with a thud. Splish, splash, slip, splat. The walls would tremble, the toilets would shake. Oh, what a terrible mess we would make. When all the animals wanted to play, they'd grab all my toys, they'd take them away. Upstairs and downstairs and out in the hall, the chipmunks would draw with my paint on the wall. Wibble, scribble, wipe, swipe. The walls would tremble, the crayons would break. Oh, what a terrible mess they would make. The bats would be dealing my cards on the ceiling. The squirrels would be squealing. The paint would be peeling. The rhinos downstairs would be watching TV. They'd stand in the way and leave no room for me. Spilling the popcorn and causing a riot, whooping and snorting, they'd never be quiet. Every last creature would sleep in my bed with oodles of pillows, one for each head. From sunset to sunrise, the wolves and the owls would keep us awake with their hooting and howls. We'd have nowhere to sleep, so we'd stretch and we'd yawn. We'd pack up our tent and go play on the lawn. As fun as a house full of critters would be, my dog and my kitten are plenty for me. But oh, what a wild and wonderful ride when all of the animals came inside. Imagine that. Well, let's do a finger play about something that I think that some of those animals were doing, and it may have even been the monkeys. Can you get your 5 monkeys ready and have them all set to go jumping on your bed? I've got 5 little monkeys who are jumping on the bed. One fell off and he bumped his head. So his mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So 4 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So then 3 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." So now 2 little monkeys are jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. So mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." And that leaves 1 little monkey who is jumping on the bed. When she fell off, oh, she bumped her head. So her mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." Well, I wonder if there'll be any monkeys in our next book, because it's all about someone who goes hunting in the jungle. This is called One Hunter, and it's written and illustrated by Pat Hutchins. It's a counting book. It's also a look and find. And this one is published by Mulberry Books. One Hunter. Do you see anything? 2 elephants. Do you see anything? 3 giraffes. 4 ostriches. 5 antelopes. 6 tigers. Oh my goodness, look at that. 7 crocodiles. 8 monkeys. Can you guess what those are? 9 snakes. 10 parrots. And that hunter heard the parrots as they flew up out of the tree. And he looked back. And what did he see? He saw 10 parrots, 9 snakes, 8 monkeys, 7 crocodiles, 6 tigers, 5 antelope, 4 ostriches, 3 giraffes, 2 elephants. And you know what happened? That one hunter ran all the way home. Wasn't he surprised? Well, can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. And can you clap, clap, clap your crazies out? Clap, clap, clap your crazies out. Clap, clap, clap your crazies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out? Stretch, stretch, stretch your stretchies out. Stretch, stretch, Stretch your stretchies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you stand up? Because it's time to jump, jump, jump your jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out. Jump, jump, jump your jiggles out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you yawn? Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out, yawn. Yawn your sleepies out and wiggle your waggles away. Can you shake, shake, shake your sillies out? Shake, shake, shake your sillies out. Shake, shake, shake your sillies out and wiggle your waggles away. Our next book is called Hattie, Peck. It's written and illustrated by Emma Levey. And look at all those eggs. My goodness. It's published by Sky Pony Press. Hattie Peck had only ever laid one egg, and it never hatched. Poor Hattie. She simply loved eggs. They were all she thought about and all she dreamed about. Eggs, eggs, eggs. No egg was too big. No egg was too small. But all she wanted was an egg of her own. Hattie Peck loved them all. And all this thinking and dreaming about eggs made Hattie Peck very sad. But then she had a thought. If she couldn't lay an egg, she'd find one. In fact, she'd find lots. So she plucked herself up and decided to venture away from her coop, to embark on a journey in search of all the abandoned eggs. And Hattie would rescue them and hatch every last one. So off she went in search of eggs. Clucking and puffing, she rode for days on end across stormy seas. Hattie battled weather like you've never seen. She dived to the deepest depths of vast oceans. And if there was just one forgotten egg to save, she would find it. Hattie Peck trekked through villages, clambered over rooftops, gently guiding precious little eggs down the gutters so as not to crack them. Plink, plop. Hattie soared over gigantic cities. Why, the mere thought of heights made Hattie shudder, but she would do anything in search of her treasured eggs. She hauled her plump little body up mountains, towering far above the clouds. And she trudged through gloomy, dark caves deep down below the ground. She battled blazing fires, blustery winds, pouring rain, and heavy snow, all to find eggs, eggs, eggs. And find them she did. Hattie Peck decided it was time to return with her colossal clutch to the coop. I don't know if you can see that. That whole pile there, those are all eggs she found. Oh, what a tremendous task, Hattie thought. Now, as she was sitting on them, that was hard too. But Hattie Peck didn't mind. She was happy. Days and even weeks went by until finally, crack, scratch, tap, the hatching had begun, And when it was done, are you ready? Look, Hattie Peck made the perfect little mom. Look at all the things that she hatched. All kinds of animals come out of eggs. Turtles and penguins and echidnas and toucans and geese, flamingos, peacocks, robins, platypuses, pelicans, all kinds of things, even owls, any kind of bird, and a few kind of animals because there's a crocodile. I'm so happy she found them. And she was happy too, wasn't she? Well, let's see here. Shall we cook some hot dogs? I've got 5 little hot dogs that are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. So 4 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 3 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 2 little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and one went bam. 1, did we do 1? I lost track. 1 little hot dog is cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the one went bam. So no little hot dogs are cooking in the pan. The grease got hot and the pan went. Well, for our next book, I thought we'd have, well, a kind of a classic, one I bet you know. It's about, well, 3 goats, 3 billy goats. And it's called The 3 Billy Goats Gruff. And this one is done, the story and the illustrations by Paul Galdone. And it's published by Clarion Books. This is probably my favorite version. Once upon a time, there were 3 billy goats. They lived in a valley, and the name of all 3 billy goats was Gruff. Now, there was very little grass in the valley, and the billy goats were hungry. They wanted to go up the hillside to a fine meadow filled with grass and daisies, where they could eat and eat and eat and get fat. But on the way up, there was a bridge over a rushing river, and under that bridge lived a troll who was as mean as he was ugly. First, the youngest billy goat Gruff decided to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tramping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the tiniest billy goat Gruff," said the billy goat in his very small voice. I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat." "Oh, no, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please, don't take me. I'm too little that I am," said the billy goat. "Wait till the second billy goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger." "Well then, be off with you," said the troll. Well, a little later, the second billy goat Gruff came to cross the bridge. Trip, trap, went the bridge. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "Oh, it's only I, the second billy goat Gruff, and I'm going up to the meadow to make myself fat," said the billy goat, and his voice was not so small. "No, you're not," said the troll, "for I'm coming to gobble you up." "Oh, please don't take me. Wait a little until the third billy goat Gruff comes. He's much bigger." Very well then, be off with you, said the troll. Then up came the third billy goat Gruff. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, trip, trap, went the bridge. The third billy goat Gruff was so heavy that the bridge creaked and groaned under him. Who's that tramping over my bridge? Roared the troll. It is I, the big billy goat Gruff, said the billy goat, and his voice was just as loud as the troll's. Well, I'm coming to gobble you up, roared the troll. Well, come along, said the big billy goat Gruff. I've got 2 horns and 4 hard hooves. See what you can do. So, up climbed the mean, ugly troll, and the big billy goat butted him with his horns and trampled him with his hard hooves. And he tossed him over the bridge and into the rushing river. Splash! Then the big billy goat Gruff went up to the hillside to join his brothers. And in the meadow, the 3 billy goats Gruff got so fat they could hardly walk home again. They're probably still there. So, snip, snap, snout, this tale's told out. The tale of the 3 billy goats Gruff. I don't think I'd like that troll. All right, well, shall we do another finger play? What do you think we could do? I don't think it's time for bubblegum yet. I think we need to do one other one. Why don't we climb a tree? Can you pretend you're a monkey? Put your hands together like you've got them around a tree trunk. The itsy bitsy monkey climbed up the coconut tree. Down came a coconut and it bopped him on the knee. Along came his mommy who kissed away the pain. Then the itsy bitsy monkey climbed up the tree again. And remember, climb all the way up to the top. Touch those branches way, way at the very tippy top and then shoo, slide on down. Our next book is called Little Peep. It's written and illustrated by Jack Kent. And it's published by Simon Schuster and Schuster Books. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Who was that? Cock-a-doodle-doo! Why, there it was again. Oh, it was the grandest sound that Little Peep had ever heard. But then, he hadn't heard very many. He'd only just been hatched. Cock-a-doodle-doo! The cock was perched atop the pump, crowing to the dawn. Well, the sun came up and the animals yawned and stretched and began bustling around the barnyard looking for breakfast. The cock strutted back and forth, acting very important. Get out of my way, horse, he said. So the horse got out of the cock's way. Stand aside, cow. And the cow stood aside. You're in my path, goat. The goat moved out of the cock's path. Give that to me, pig. So the pig gave the cock the ear of corn that he'd been nibbling on. If I only want the kernels, said the cock, pecking at the corn. You may have the cob when I'm through. The pig looked grateful. Well, a small bit of corn fell to one side, and Little Peep ate it. Who is this person? Demanded the cock angrily. Remove him at once. The animals rushed over and shooed Little Peep off to the other side of the barnyard. You must be new here, said the pig. I am, said Little Peep. I was just hatched. Well, that's why you don't know any better, said the goat. You could have gotten us into a lot of trouble, said the cow. You must never, never, never annoy the cock, said the horse. Never, 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 they said together. Why? Asked Little Peep. Because he might get huffy and refuse to crow, said the pig. And when the cock crows, the sun comes up, said the goat. And if he didn't, it wouldn't, said the horse. And then it would be night all day, said the cow, and there wouldn't be any tomorrow. So never, never, never annoy the cock, they said. Never, never, never. Well, all day long, the cock went strutting about telling everybody what to do and how to do it. Little Peep watched and thought what fun it must be to be that sassy and to get away with it. He wanted to be like the cock. And why not, he thought to himself. What's so great about cock-a-doodle-doo? Well, I bet I could do that myself. So he decided to try. And that night, when all the animals were asleep, Little Peep went to the pup. Oh, it was awfully high. But there was a bucket next to it, so Little Peep hopped up onto the handle of the bucket, and then up onto the rim. And from there he hopped to the pump's spout, and then he hopped on the lip of a tin cup that was balanced on the spout. And that was as high as Little Peep could go. It's high enough, he decided. Little Peep threw back his head and crowed, "Peep-a-doodle-peep!" It seemed to be lacking something, somehow. So Little Peep tried again, louder this time. "Peep-a-doodle-peep!" Little Peep couldn't understand it. "It sounds all right in my head, but it comes out all wrong," he said. So he took a deep breath and tried again. "Peep-a-doodle-peep!" His voice was changing. It surprised Little Peep and made him jump, and he lost his balance and fell head first into the tin cup. Now, in trying to right himself, Little Peep jostled the cup, and it fell off the spout. And then Little Peep and the cup tumbled into the bucket with a clatter that made the dog at the farmhouse bark. "Woof, woof!" "Wake up, Henry," said the farmer's wife. "There's something wrong in the barnyard." The farmer got up and switched on the floodlight. It lit up the barnyard as bright as day. Now the animals yawned and stretched and began bustling about the barnyard looking for breakfast. The cock was confused. "How can it be morning if I haven't crowed?" he said to himself, and he pecked at an ear of corn, and he wondered about that. The farmer came out into the barnyard. He had on his pajamas and he carried a gun, but he couldn't find anything wrong except that all of the animals were awake. "What are you doing up in the middle of the night?" the farmer asked the animals. "Go back to sleep." And then he went back to the farmhouse. "The middle of the night?" the cow said in surprise. "Why is it daylight in the middle of the night?" All of the animals turned and stared at the cock. "Don't look at me," he said. "It isn't my doing." "I did it," said the bucket by the pump. Well, the cow looked into the bucket and he saw Little Peep. "How could you have done it?" she asked, tipping the bucket over so Little Peep could get out. "The cock is the only one who can make the sun come up. He says so himself." "But the cock said he didn't do it this time," the pig reminded her. And all the animals turned and stared at the cock again. The cock fidgeted nervously. "It's true," he admitted. "I didn't crow." "I did it," said Little Peep. "My crowing made the sun come up," and he strutted over to where the cock was. "Get out of my way, cock," Little Peep said. "You're in my path." "Now see here," the cock began. But just then, the farmer switched off the floodlight and the barnyard was dark again. All of the animals went back to sleep, except for the cock and Little Peep. They stayed awake and argued. "If I had crowed, said the cock. The daylight would have lasted longer than that. Well, said little Peep, it was my very first try. I'll do better with practice. And besides, said the cock, I wouldn't have been so stupid as to make the sun come up in the middle of the night. I can't tell time yet, said little Peep. I can't learn everything all at once. They argued and they fussed and they fussed and they argued, and they were still arguing when dawn came. The animals yawned and stretched and began bustling about the barnyard, looking for breakfast. Well, which one of you made the sun come up this time? Asked the cow. Well, the cock stared at the sun in surprise. I hadn't even noticed it was up, he said. Neither had I, said little Peep. You mean neither one of you crowed, but the sun came up anyway? Said the horse. I think I understand, said the goat. The sun doesn't come up because the cock crows. The cock crows because the sun comes up. Pooh, said the cow. Anybody can do that. Moo-ka-doodle-moo, she crowed, and she giggled. Oink-a-diddle-oink, crowed the pig. The horse and the goat laughed so hard that they had to hold each other up. And then they strutted over to the cock and little Peep and said, Get out of our way. You're standing in our path. All right. Well, now it has to be time for some bubble gum. So reach in your pocket and pull out a piece of pretend bubble gum. Unwrap it and then put it in your mouth and chew it up, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. Here we go. Can you put your hand out? I'm going to count to 3, and we're going to spit that pretend gum right into our hands. And only our pretend gum. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's disgusting. And I want you to clap your other hand on top of it. And now your hands are stuck together with sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your shoulder. How do we get it off? We say unstick. Ready? Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your chin. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your arm. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your nose. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your knee. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your cheek. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on mom or dad. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, stick it on your toe. Unstick. Sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum, sticky, sticky bubble gum. Time to throw it in the trash. Well, it must be time for our flannel board story. So let's get our board up. And today, we're going to have a cat on it. And my cat, has only one mitten. Let's get that up there. My poor kitten has lost her mitten and started to cry, boo-hoo. So I helped my kitten look for her mitten, her beautiful mitten of blue. Now I found a mitten under the bed, but it wasn't the right one because this one was red. I found a mitten by a bowl of jello, but it wasn't right because it was yellow. I found a mitten near the kitchen sink, but it wasn't the right one because it was pink. I found a mitten by the bush out back, but it wasn't the right one because it was black. I found a mitten outside by the stream, but it wasn't the right one because it was green. I found a mitten at the edge of town, but it wasn't the right one because it was brown. So I went back home to search again. I almost gave up looking, and then I found a mitten inside my shoe, and it was the right one because, can you guess? It was blue. And boy, kitten, you're going to need that mitten tonight because it's cold outside. Shall we go to the jungle for our last story? We'll do Sandra Boynton's Jungle Night, and this is published by Workman Publishing. Well, it's nighttime in the jungle. The moon will surely rise, and all the animals are sleeping with whisperings and sighs. We'll listen to the tiger, see, su, ha. We'll listen to the cheetah, chee, chee, ta. Can you hear the crocodile? Snorkel, ooh, snorkel, ooh. And all the little monkeys, chatter, choo, chatter, choo. Wee grunt, go the Red River hogs. Brop, bruppet, go the green jungle frogs. The dazzling bird makes quite a long, quiet coo. And the great big gorilla goes hee, hoo, hoo, hoo. But sometime after midnight, the elephant goes snarl. And whoever had been sleeping isn't sleeping anymore. But it's probably just about time for you to get ready to go to sleep. So Bernard and I want to say thank you for joining us for some stories. And we'll be back next week with some more.